Greetings and salutations, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, aka your friendly neighborhood armchair philosopher. As you know, Omarosa Maningalt Newman is no longer serving in the Trump White House, no longer working for the Trump administration. You already know this, if you haven't been living under a rock. Whether she was fired, or whether she resigned of her own volition, is not for me to say. To do so would be mere conjecture. Now, the reason that she gets a lot of hate, especially from the black community, isn't due to the fact that she's a conservative and she's black. That might be a little bit, but she gets a lot of hate because throughout her life, or throughout her career, she's presented herself as, in her realm of reality TV, she's presented herself as the villainess. She's presented herself as the one we all love to hate. Omarosa has presented herself as such. She has also been an individual who is antagonizing the media and other people. She had an appearance on Wendy Williams' show where she basically was antagonizing her. The reporter would ask her a question and she would get defensive. And I saw that the whole time. So she creates that spirit of being the antagonizer, the provocateur, the villain, basically. Now, in my opinion, she is an intelligent and cunning woman. But her confrontational, her adversarial demeanor negates any good that she may have to offer. She is an opportunist. She smacks of being an opportunist. And seems like the type to step on someone or betray a friend or family member to get ahead. She doesn't seem like the true blue loyal friend. She seems like a person that if her getting ahead means her having to sacrifice you or throw you under the bus, she'll gladly and promptly do it. That's how she comes off. So this is not going to endear you to a lot of people. This, in fact, may create enemies for you. Now, many people see her as a despicable human being, needless to say. But I'm going to say it anyway. And I am among that number. I see her as a despicable human being. Don't know her personally. And thank goodness I probably will never meet her in life. So that's pretty neat. Now add to this that black people already have an instinctive mistrust of the Republican Party. And conservatism and conservative ideas. Well, not necessarily conservative ideas, but conservatism and the conservatives. There is even a greater mistrust of black people who are conservative and just are cheerleaders for the GOP and conservatism in general. Even I find myself cringing when I hear a black conservative express their love for conservative ideas or ideals. Because I always feel like the black conservative, when they get on a Fox News program or they get on talk radio, they get on and they get interviewed by a Glenn Beck or a Rush Limbaugh, we always are there to throw black people up under the bus. We always seem to want to sacrifice other black people in order to get our name out there. That's how I look at it. And as Zora Neale Hurston and of course recently Angela Rye echoing the sentiment, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. I did a video about that. Your skin folk ain't always your kinfolk. Another thing. Now, before I go in, just go all the way on it, I'm just going to say this. Let me say I don't have a problem with someone being a conservative and being a black person. You can be conservative. You can have conservative ideas. You can have conservative ideals. And of course, you can vote Republican. I don't have anything against you if you do that. But don't let your conservative ideas be a way to throw and sacrifice other black people up under the bus. That's how I look at it, basically. You can support your local candidate. And he might have an R by his name instead of a D or an I or an L or whatever. But just remember, don't throw me under the bus when you're supporting your candidate. That's all I'm saying. But again, in the case of Omarosa, it is not the ideology she has more so than who she aligned herself with. And then, of course, how you wear your conservative ideals. For instance, Condoleezza Rice. Though I disagreed with her and I joined in on people saying, you know, we gonna trade Condoleezza for some other black person or whatever. But in reality, Condoleezza Rice was a woman of poise, grace, class, elegance, eloquence. And I used to think that way. And then I just saw her in interviews and I'm like, I don't agree with her politics, but I respect her as a woman. Well, I can't say that for Omarosa. Condoleezza didn't come off as slimy and opportunistic, where Omarosa just oozes it. So Omarosa gets hate because she's a shitty person, excuse my French. Not because she's a black Republican. Yeah, black Republicans do get hate in the so-called black community, black collective, but Omarosa is a complete antagonistic jerk. And people see that, and whether she got fired or quit, I'll echo the sentiment of Ice Cube and Robin Roberts. Bye, Felicia. Tell me what you think.